Hello again. Submitted for your approval is the story of the life and career of Rod Serling on what I like to call the Life and Sad Ending channel. He may call it
The Twilight Zone.
Rodman Edward Serling, better known as just Rod Serling, was born on December 25, 1924, in Syracuse, New York. In elementary school, Serling was the class clown and teachers had little hope of him making anything of himself. However, he joined the debate team and began writing for the school newspaper. Rod loved listening to the radio and began writing at an early age. He was going to go to college after his senior year of high school in 1943, but with the country in the midst of World War II, he decided to enlist in the Army instead. Serling began his military career in 1943 serving in the 511th Parachute Infantry Regiment of the 11th Airborne Division. In 1944, Serling received his orders to serve in the Pacific Theater, serving in the Philippines. During his military service, Serling was awarded the Purple Heart, the Bronze Star, and the Philippine Liberation Medal.
Rod Serling's experience in the Pacific Theater during World War II certainly affected his writing and showed in many of the episodes that came later in The Twilight Zone.
Using the GI Bill, he enrolled at the Antioch College in Yellow Springs, Ohio. He earned a bachelor's degree in literature in 1950. As part of his studies, Serling became active in the campus radio station, an experience which proved useful in his future career. While at college, he met and married Carol Kramer in 1948. They had two daughters, Jody and Ann. Serling worked at several radio stations throughout the country, as well as working as a freelance writer with growing success that would soon lead to television. In 1955, the nationwide Kraft Television Theater televised a program based on Serling's teleplay, Patterns. It was a huge success for which he won his first Emmy Award. Serling then wrote Requiem for a Heavyweight for the television series Playhouse 90 in 1956, again gaining praise from the critics and a second Emmy. He eventually won a total of 6 Emmy Awards. In October of 1959, the classic Twilight Zone series created by Serling premiered on CBS. For this series, Serling sought to get and maintain creative control. He hired writers he respected, such as Richard Matheson and Charles Beaumont. The Twilight Zone aired for 5 seasons, and it won many television and drama awards and drew critical acclaim. Although it had loyal fans, the ratings were never very good. After The Twilight Zone was canceled, Serling wrote an unsuccessful Western television series called The Loner, which only ran from the fall of 1965 till April of 1966. In 1970, Serling appeared in a new series called Night Gallery. Set in a dimly lit museum after hours, Serling played the curator who introduced 3 tales of the macabre. The series ran until May of 1973. When he was not writing, promoting, or producing his work, Serling often lectured at colleges. Throughout his career, he often used his writing as a platform to point out racial injustice and other social ills. He was also an outspoken opponent of the Vietnam War. Serling was a reportedly 3-pack-a-day smoker, and in May of 1975, he had a heart attack and was hospitalized. He spent 2 weeks in the hospital before being released. A second heart attack 2 weeks later caused doctors to agree to perform risky at the time heart bypass surgery. During the operation, Serling had a third heart attack on the operating table and died 2 days later on June 28, 1975, at Strong Memorial Hospital in Rochester, New York. He was only 50 years old. He was interred at Lakeview Cemetery, Interlaken, New York.
In my opinion, The Twilight Zone was one of those TV shows that has really stood the test of time. The writing, the directing, everything about the show was top-notch. What were some of your favorite episodes? Leave it in the comments down below. And remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you again next time, unless I come to my own sad ending.